Stop and think about this for a second. If the real estate industry ran the airline industry, there would be no app. Okay, and so here's what the experience would be like. You'd be on the way to the airport. You wouldn't know if the flight's on time unless you called some hotline number and asked. So you'd get to the airport, you'd find one of those TV screens to find out if your flight's on time. You'd wait in line, and they would give you a piece of paper called a boarding pass. And don't you lose it, because if you lose it, you're getting back online again. Want to change your seat? Oh, well, many people do. Wait online again and ask the nice person behind the counter to change you. I'm in 14B. Well, we have 16B. Well, no, I don't want to be in a middle seat. There's nothing wrong with 14. I didn't like the B part. Can I just see what's on your screen and I'll pick one? No. You can't. We at the airline give you great service defined by us as we change your seat. You don't get to change it yourself. Completely missing the point, right? Why is it that every airline, every car rental agency, every hotel, every doctor's office, every insurance company, every bank, every financial services company, every burrito store and coffee shop all have systems that are able to be fed through an app on your phone and allow you to access everything you want, watch it all play out, interact in all the ways that you need to with the service of that company? Why is it that every single other industry has that and we don't? And if you just think for a moment, what would it be like? Okay, if we ran your doctor's office, no, you can't see your lab results on a screen yourself. You'll wait for an appointment with the doctor and he'll tell you or she'll tell you what's going on. Now, why is that? Okay, why? Now, granted, you have to do a lot of integration behind the scenes. If you think about what an app could be like in real estate, forget shopping for houses. That is a medium for prospecting and generating leads. And I love them. I'm talking about the actual buying and selling experience. Imagine all the interactions you could have, from signing disclosures, tap, 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 all right, to setting appointments, to making offers, to attaching your bank account and wiring the money, all right, to applying for your mortgage, ordering your title. All these things are possible, but who's got them in a way that they're integrated? I think nobody at this point. But even if they did, would anybody be using it? The reason why we don't have it kind of comes down to one point, and that is that agents aren't asking for it. And if it has no direct impact on retention and recruiting, brokerage leaders aren't interested in talking about it, right? Agents aren't asking for it. And what's more, people that have actually built it, they can't get adoption for it anyway, because agents are sort of allergic to putting their names into a company database to manage the transaction. They'll do it at the very end when they have to. But I think it's an important thing to look at the way the world has evolved, recognize, if we're being objective, that we completely missed the most significant customer service trend of the last 10, 15 years, which is app development. We missed it. We're not doing it. It's not a priority. And then when you look around at what the industry is talking about, you see more evidence of why that is. We're all debating who's going to be the MLS and what is going to be the role and who owns the data and who's going to sue who next. And I don't hear anywhere in the conversation what the customers aren't getting from us that is causing them to cheer on these lawsuits and cheer on this regulation, right? We don't get any love in the media, and part of the reason is that we're not appreciated as an industry. And I think the number one reason for that is that people understand that we haven't improved things for them since we put the MLS online. That was the most significant thing. Put it this way, the formation of the MLS 40 years ago was the most significant inflection point of a consumer-oriented industry move. It was an industry collaboration, but it created one point of entry and one point of access for consumers, and that was powerful. The next big inflection point was when that database went online in the 90s, and I was right in the middle of all that. And it was controversial, but it happened. We gave it up to the consumer. The next most significant thing, I think, was the iBuyers in the last 10 years. Sell your house to the cloud. They literally positioned what we do in this industry as a hassle to be avoided. And they generated massive volumes of seller leads because they basically said, you don't need a realtor. That's got to hurt a little bit, right? When the phone rings off the hook at OfferPad, Open Door, et cetera, because they say that you can avoid us. That hurts. So we're in a moment right now, I think, where all the B2B focus, meaning focusing on agents as the recipient of all strategic thinking, has led us to a place where there's a massive opportunity on the consumer side because nobody's really, very few examples have really focused on consumers. Agents focus on consumers, teams focus on consumers, brokerages focus on agents and teams. So the big next frontier, I believe the companies who are going to win in the next decade aren't going to do it with retention and recruiting strategy. They're going to do it with consumer strategy. They're going to become prolific business generators for their own agents, so everybody's going to be happy. And there's going to be massive innovation in the customer experience arena, and consumers are going to win as well. Okay, hope you find that interesting. That's all I think about. Thanks.